Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How are you doing? It's Russ here from Porky's Corner, the biggest gob in sport. Can I just say a big thank you to all them people that have been liking the videos and commenting and pressing the notification button and the subscribe button. Thank you very much. Just shows you if you ask nicely, you get what you want. All right. There's a lot gone off last few days. We'll get a few things out there now. Oh, shattered. Right. Let's start with this old Eubank. Eubank Ben situation. Right. What do I think of it all? Well, the fathers fought, didn't they, twice? First one was a good fight, but Nigel Ben were winning it, so they got thumbed in the eyeball. And the second one, I thought Ben won clearly. Took a point off him, didn't they, late on? A note, really, but so there is rivalry there, but it's how it's all been, how they've all gone about it, isn't it, really? It's, look, you've got one a welterweight, one a middle stroke, super middle. Really, shouldn't even be given a license to fight, should they? They're supposed to be top tier kids as well, aren't they? But they're probably more. Ben's probably an English level welterweight, English level. That'd be generous, wouldn't it? Let's say we're British level at a push. Eubanks will be Euro level. At his peak, his best ever performance in pros is probably Euro level. Ben's best ever performance is probably scraping in by skin of his teeth, not even through back door, through the cat flap to British level. That's it. So on ability alone, speaking truthfully, it shouldn't be a pay-per-view because of the hype that they've had and all the shenanigans and carrying off that we've had since last summer. And it's getting on for 14 months now, this drugs issue with Ben, and he's still not had a hearing. The hearing got cancelled, didn't it, day before yesterday? The 270-page dossier, we've not seen it. So the PR they've had in the 14 months, you couldn't buy that PR. Worldwide PR in the sport, not just in the sport of boxing, no, in the whole sport. I've seen articles written in magazines, sports magazines, GQ loaded all the way across the board. It's everywhere. Newspapers, internets, YouTubers, the lot. They've had the full bag of mashings. But still, Crusher Ben's not been in front of the board, has he? And we've got Tony Sims telling whoppers on social media that it's clear to fight. It's clear to fight. Well, not according to Joe Gallagher on Seconds Out. Did anybody see the Joe Gallagher interview on Seconds Out? Let me tell you this. It takes a lot to come out and speak like that when you work in boxing industry. We all know what Eddie Hills tried to do to Joe Gallagher, didn't they? For a comment that he made regarding a fight with Natasha Jonas and somebody else. A throwaway comment that we took him wrong way. We all know what happened. He tried to torpedo his stable, didn't he? Well, all the Smiths didn't show any loyalty, did they? Hey? They should crawl on their hands and knees from Liverpool to Manchester and thank Joe Gallagher what he did for them, the Smiths. Because is there any Smith that's world level? If there is, why are we looking at their CV and all their losses when they've stepped up? And the only wins I see on their CVs are Chris Eubank, who's never won out, and a one-armed George Groves. That's it. That is it. That's the Smiths' old CV for all of them. You know? Let's check that ain't coming in. Hey! Get that fucking beep off! Get that beep off, I'm filming. You like, you're doing to me. Waste man. Where were we then? We were on about the Eubank, weren't we, and Ben's situation. I just feel that it's going to happen, obviously, because they're going to push, aren't they? They're not going to let it go, are they? Calla and Eddie Hills, both from privilege, aren't they? Both went to school in limousines. We've got two privileged tops dictating and sport of boxing. We fight that, I don't know. Eubank's probably at British level at the moment in his career, and Ben's, I don't know. And what level are they at, these two? I mean, pay-per-view, I mean, you got Andre Ward and Carl Froch and Booty, non-pay-per-view. And we've got this pay-per-poo. That's what it is, poo. Whatever level they're at, they've hyped it up, haven't they? They've used the media and social media and all that, haven't they, to get it going. But Ben hasn't got a belt. Eubank hasn't got a belt. They've got no belt. The only belts they've got in their houses are snake belts, or in Conor Benn's case, probably Gucci. You know what I mean? But Conor Benn's failed 2 performance-enhancing drug tests for steroids, masking agents, whatever. 2 adverse findings. When people say adverse, they think of the word minute or something 100 times smaller than a grain of sugar or a grain of sand. That's what they think. And what I say to that is no, it means you've failed. Because your test tube's that big. So if you fail, you're only dealing with something that small anyway. So of course it's going to be adverse. It's in your system. Strict liability are the rules with the boxing board of control. Conor Benn needs to go in front of a hearing and explain how it got in his system. Did somebody put it there? Who would fell out with him? And that excuse yet, have we? Or is it there because he's ate something that he shouldn't have ate? If that were the case, what did he eat? These are pretty simple, mundane questions that nobody's asking, are they? Nobody's asking whatsoever. The 270-page dossier. This we're all going to answer everything, wasn't it, this dossier? Wait while you see what dossier we've got. Did they even have a dossier? Did they? Or is it all just a load of old pony? Or are they trying to bluff us? Hey, pop, pop, bang, hey? Trying to bluff us? I don't know. Why was the hearing cancelled? It's a bit like, why isn't Eddie Hills suing the Saudis, Skills Challenge Promotions? Eddie, why aren't you suing them? You told us Wilder fight was definitely on against Joshua. Now it's all off. Why aren't you suing people? Why are fights not getting made? Why can't they just make them in UK and be happy with money generated, chasing around other countries? But do I think Ben and Eubank are happening in another country? Well, you won't put it past these charlatans, would you? They tried to hide the drug test, just like Dylan Wyatt's. But what I found interesting about the Joe Gallagher interview, where Joe said that he knows for definite that there's one person serving a silent ban at the moment. Yeah. So is there more? Joe thinks there is. I definitely think there is. Who's serving a silent ban out there? And when you get caught and it comes out, what are you going to say? Amir Khan was serving one money. He didn't want to say, oh, did he? But he retired anyway. But he's got off scot-free and all this, hasn't he, Amir? And I like Amir. I've met him several times, been in his company. He's a nice kid. But he was serving a silent ban. I hope Joe's on about somebody else, because we already know about the Amir Khan one, didn't we? So Why not Tottenham Hotspur's ground? Why not Brighton and Hove Albion? Eubank Ben. Eubank's from Brighton, isn't he? Why not West Ham United? We have one there before, haven't we? We don't just have to be Saudi, but not everybody can afford to go to Saudi. I can afford to go, but why should I? Why should I do a load of dough and go in there? Because you always feel cheated, don't you, out like that? Sometimes it's better just to stay at home and pay the 20 quid, 25, 30 quid pay-per-view, isn't it? So, what I'm wondering is, with all this Eubank Ben talk, I'm wondering if Calla, sewer rat, there he is, and Eddie Hills, the other sewer rat. I'm wondering if the two sewer rats and Spotty Frank and all them little many men around them have misjudged the British public. Have they misjudged the British public? And are the British public going to vote with their feet? Oh, we're going to see, aren't we? But I don't think they need to get too carried away with Wembley stadiums and stuff like that, because I don't think Ben Eubank, obviously Eubank Jr. and Ben, Crusher Ben, not the dads. I don't personally think that it's a Wembley Stadium fight. I think they'll struggle immensely in the current climate. I mean, the man in the street says to me, who's Conor Benn beat and what's he won? And I go, Magic R. Morris, correct. You need to come on Zoom. Oh, stop with me, Porky. It's like everybody else, isn't it? Everybody's got something to say, plenty bouncing, but once I put it on them about a Zoom. So man in the streets questioning whether Ben's done anything. Eubank, when he won a British, didn't he? Well, many years ago. What's that? I bet it's getting on for a decade now, years when he won when he was British champion. I bet it's getting on for a decade. But I think they're struggling, aren't they? But if they manage to get that sold at Wembley, they've had it off, haven't they? But I'm not so sure if that's a Wembley Stadium fight. I think it's probably an O2 fight with a stacked card and pay-per-view. They'll go for pay-per-view because they lost the money last time, didn't they? They'll get that back. And Eddie's all about balancing books, isn't he, really? An accountant by name, accountant by nature, the father. He'll have had that instilled into him. And they'll want to recoup that money that they've got invested in Conor Benn, because there's no worse than losses, is there, really? Eddie will know what he's got invested in each individual fighter. They'll have it all wrote down. He'll be saying, well, we've got this much in him, 80 grand in him, 70 in him, 60 in him. And if any of these fighters at any stage are slacking or they're not looking so good in the gym, they're gone. They concentrate on the ones that they can get the money off down the line. And I really believe that they've probably got well over £1 million invested in Conor Benn, and they're going to want to recoup that over the next few years, which they will do. So don't expect Conor Benn fighting in small fights now, because he could get beat, couldn't he? But it's a dangerous fight at this fight, £160 with a rehydration clause. Eubank could be 170 in ring. Ben could be as well, but his frame ain't going to carry it if he's normally a 147 guy, is he? Like Kell Brook, he thought he could carry it, didn't he? So he started getting knocked about by Golovkin, and then realised, no, I can't. Not built to be it like that. Not by killer middleweights that punch like hard-hitting cruiserweights, because that's what Golovkin punches like, doesn't it? A cruiserweight. So WBC now saying Wilder and AJ are top 2 ranked guys under the Fury, when under Fury was the champion. And then they will fight for the right to fight Fury. They won't. Eddie will let it go to purse bids and all that, just to see what money's on offer and drag it out. and clog the system up. They're not going to put Joshua near him, he'll get lit up. Russell, what about all roads that lead to undisputed? I think we've covered that in many videos recently. If no Eubank for Ben and no Wilder for AJ, where are they going at Matchroom? No Eubank for Ben and no Wilder for AJ. That's a good question, that, Jonathan. I don't really know. You'd like to think that Eddie would get Eubank and Ben on, wouldn't you? You know what I mean? But I don't know. I'm not sure. I am not sure, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens, isn't it, moving forward. That's how I look at it. That's how I look at it. But hey ho. If Zhang does Joyce, what next? Well, it'll be a trilogy, won't it? You know, a 38-year-old in with a 41-year-old, like you do. A bit like that Chisora and that other guy he just fought recently who came over to fight him. Shocking, wasn't it? Both of them over 80. But I think there's more zip in Zhang and Joyce than them two were. Is Dillian White going to get off with this charge, Porky? And are you going to eat humble pie? I don't think Dylan's going to get off with it. I don't think he got off with the other one. They kept telling us they did, but we never heard about the hearing. It just all fizzled away. And that were 4 years, 2 months ago. So forward 4 years and Dylan's in trouble again. But what did you see in that 4-year period? Well, we're not going to know, are we? You've got to get them on that day that it's coming out of the system because they have masking agents and all sorts. Now, Frank Warren nailed it in his interview recently regarding how they catch him. Yeah, it's good Eddie's doing loads of testing, but you can't beat Cape Crusader for drug testing, Eddie, and then turn around and say Conor Benn's 270-page dossier. We can't speak about it for legal issues. Look, get him in front of an hearing and let's find out what these excuses are and what this dossier is, Eddie, before you start running around as the Cape Crusader. Because all this Cape Crusader business and being everybody's pal, is me pal, is me pal. Or as Dennis says, big pal of mine, him, Russ. That's always it, Dennis. Can't stand you, it told me. What? He didn't say that, Dennis, but that's what I used to say to Dennis. You can sit next to Dennis and he'd go, see him there? Big pal of mine. Or you go in office and go, where you been? I saw I've been talking to so-and-so up at that gym. Oh, he's a big pal of mine, and big pal of mine. Well, I've nicked that saying off Dennis. Everybody's pal, aren't they, in boxing? He's me pal, he's me pal. There's no pals. You know when you sat with somebody and they're saying they're your pal, and they leave that office, they get slated, or you leave a gym, give everybody an high five. As soon as you walk out the door, they slag you to everybody. There's no pals in boxing. Get it in your head, you dimwits. Jesus. Speaking of dimwits, is Terry Harper going to fight Jonas yet? Bless her. She's that thick, she doesn't even know why that fight ain't happening. Don't you even know, love? Email me, Terry, porkycorner@mail.com. I'll tell you why that fight's not happening. Because of your manager. It's no when you coming out with Oliver Twist's bowl that you borrowed off Eddie Hills, is it, Terry? Ask your manager to tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but. Or tweet Joe Gallagher on Twitter. Direct message Joe. He'll tell you why you're not getting that fight. All right. You went wrong. You back wrong horse, love. Pop, pop, bang. But speaking of Steffi, how's your 15-year-old doing, Steffi, that you're pimping out in Mexico? Hey? My fighters are like my family. Yeah. Even children. Jesus. Hey? Porky, will AJ bottle the Wilder fight? Yeah, I've all been saying it, already has. What about all roads to undisputed, Porky? God, I have to read that out, Simon. Well, all roads to undisputed. Yeah, we've been hearing it for over a decade. There ain't no undisputed. There never has been. How many undisputed fights have we had in the last 20 years in boxing? Is it 5 or 6? That's it. We've got 18 weight divisions, kid. Undisputed is just a throwaway line. It don't mean anything, does it? Doesn't mean a thing. You know what I mean? But like I said, when the man in the street's coming up to me saying, "Hey, Porky, you ain't Conor Benn's beat nobody." You know what I mean? So, okie dokie. That's about it. Booyaka! Booyaka. Well, peace out. Keep on trucking. Keep supporting boxing. Don't have nightmares. I've got one tonight with Julian. 2-hour special with Julian. How's about that one? We're going to do a 2-hour special. All right, that should put a few noses out of joint. So, all right. So, peace out. Keep on trucking. Keep supporting boxing. Don't have nightmares. Where's my car? Don't have nightmares. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment. Don't forget to press your notification button as well, because you know if you press that, all hell breaks loose. You get your Porky fix straight to your phone as soon as the videos go out. It saves you having to email me complaining and say, "Porky, you put a 3-parter out and can only find 2 parts to it." Well, if a 3-parter goes out, they're all out on the same day. We don't really put more than 3 or 5 out in one day anyway. So start and use a bit of noggin, lad. Save you emailing me, won't it? Have a proper look on your phone for videos. If you press your notification button, it goes to your phone straight away. Anyway, I'm going to get off now. I think I'm going to clean my teeth. They're looking a bit dirty. Peace out.